I don't give a who she talked to, who her is, who she filming movies with. I don't give a I care about my son. That's all I care about. Literally, that's all I care about. And when that's taken from me, she know that's the only way I get frustrated. That's the only way she can get under my skin.
There are very few relationships that have undergone the same level of public scrutiny as DDG and Halle Bailey. What could have been the next big celebrity power couple has now escalated into a bitter back and forth over their son, with some of the biggest streamers in the world immediately jumping to DDG's side.
Alright, I'm looking at her story now. What? Oh. All that.
But with so many people immediately jumping to conclusions, maybe it's time that people looked at the full story. Believe it or not, it was the song Many Men by 50 Cent that sparked the initial bond between Halle and DDG. Both of them followed each other on social media, and Halle posted the song onto her feed, which just so happened to be one of DDG's favorite songs.
So one of you posted the 50 Cent song and the other one liked that song and slid. It was you or slid or she slid?
I slid.
So did you think she would slide back?
Yes. No, she was following me. I didn't know. It was a fan page on Twitter. They was like, Halle Bailey following you. Follow her back. I'm like, dude, at this time, I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to move on type shit. So I'm like, oh shit, okay.
You followed her back?
Yeah, immediately.
Then once the follow happens, that's the first spark. And then you slid, and then she slid back.
Yep, and we start talking.
Both DDG and Halle were rising stars in entertainment, and both of them had more than one avenue that they wanted to pursue. DDG had come up through YouTube and a little bit of content creation, but also saw himself as becoming a rapper as well. He claims that watching Drake seamlessly transition from acting to music was part of what inspired him on this journey.
I used to literally watch Degrassi every day, before school and after school, eat my cereal and watch Degrassi. And I liked this character. And then my brother hit me up. The first song I heard from Drake was Successful.
Wow.
And then when I heard it, I'm like, oh, all right. The dude from Degrassi, he's wigging like this. And then he put out more music. I'm like, oh, I might be a fan now.
So you caught on right away. You caught on at the right time.
Yeah, I caught on. I'm like, man. And
Halle Bailey was on a similar journey where she seamlessly transitioned between music and acting. Halle and her sister Chloe would upload songs onto YouTube and eventually win the Radio Disney singing competition Next Big Thing and get signed by Beyonce's management company. She would also get acting roles throughout her teens. She also admired DDG from afar, having witnessed his rise to success through posting YouTube videos. In an interview with Essence magazine, she said, "I've been a fan of his for years. I grew up being on YouTube and would always see the young black creators and was constantly inspired by them. He was one of them. Then I saw that he was dropping music and I really gravitated toward this one song. Coincidentally, he messaged me, and the rest is history." In January 2022, the couple were seen at an Usher concert together, and in March, they both went public and were officially together. In a now deleted social media post, DDG wrote, "Happy birthday to the beautifulest, the flyest, the sweetest, love you forever." In June that year, both of them were seen at the red carpet for the BET Awards. It wasn't until 2023 that public drama started to unfold, where one of DDG's exes decided to call him out for something that she thought looked like too much of a coincidence. In early February, it was speculated that DDG and Halle had broken up. DDG had unfollowed Halle on Instagram and removed photos of her from his timeline. He sent a tweet which read, "All these girls the same, ain't no way." This led to many people come to the conclusion that Halle had cheated on DDG. This drama prompted Halle's older sister to call out DDG for stirring up hate against her.
You're not going to do her the way that you did everybody else. You're not going to come to social media and try to put her on blast and insinuate or put out something to make it seem like she was doing something that she wasn't doing. You need to pipe down and get yourself together. If y'all broke up, then you need to just unfollow and just keep it pushing.
In reference to other girls, Ski was most probably referring to DDG's ex Ruby Rose, and a few days later, Ruby inserted herself into the drama surrounding Halle and DDG. Ruby tweeted, "Having your B wear my clothes is crazy, lol," which was in reference to a video that Halle posted wearing a white shirt which looked similar to one Ruby wore in 2020 when she was dating DDG. She then clarified that she was taking shots at DDG and not Halle and tweeted, "I like Hal. DDG a weirdo though for sure." Ruby then decided to reveal that while these rumors of a breakup were swirling around, DDG had been texting her. She tweeted, "This is why I'm single," and shared a screenshot of messages from DDG. In this exchange, you can see DDG asking her if she's in LA, and Ruby responding in the chat, "You hitting me the day y'all argue is so you, lol." DDG would then hit back with a series of tweets, starting with, "I know it looks bad, but it ain't what it seemed. That be just evil. He then clarified, "Everything is good internally. The whole situation was foreshadowed. I know everybody want me to be the bad guy, but I'm really not." He then said that Ruby Rose has been stuck on him for 2 years and has not been able to move on. Halle even responded in a now deleted tweet called, "The devil is working. Please don't feed into the lies, especially from a third party." Then DDG dropped a 40-minute video called "The Worst Week of My Life" and addressed some of the hate he had been getting online.
A lot of people be wondering, like, damn, why you be always tweeting or why you be always responding to stuff? Is because when you don't, people come up with this narrative in their head about you. And to be honest, in the entertainment industry, you can't be having a bad name.
In April, DDG did an interview with Vlad TV and exclaimed that the screenshotted tweets were real, but he did this in front of Halle when they were fighting. This can be found on videos titled "DDG on Dating Ruby Rose," and it was probably not a good idea for DDG to talk at length about his ex on the internet. The reality is that DDG and Halle are two very different people. As a streamer, DDG is an open book where he likes to share absolutely everything about his life on social media. Halle, meanwhile, likes to have certain boundaries between herself and her fans. Halle told Vogue magazine of how wonderful it was to be in love, but at the same time was concerned at the spotlight that was on her relationship. She said, "There's a lot of eyes on me now, especially with what's to come, and sometimes I wish I didn't have so many eyes on me, especially experiencing something like this for the first time." In May, Halle had even more eyes on her ever than before with the release of The Little Mermaid. It was the chance of a lifetime to have a lead role in a Disney movie, but her acting career had also impacted their relationship. DDG released a song called "Famous," where he aired out his grievances about Halle performing kissing scenes in her movies and having a close relationship with her cast members. He rapped, "I'm trying to figure out what we gonna do, how we gonna get to the top, filming a movie, now you kissing dudes, you know I love you a lot." During the London premiere of The Little Mermaid, Halle was seen holding hands with co-star Jonah King. This was also addressed in the song "Famous," where DDG raps, "Why is y'all holding hands in the photo? You know I'm insecure, that's a no-no. I keep coming back, want to leave you but I'm too attached." And the chorus seemed to properly call her out with the line, "I don't even ask for much. I ask you to do the basic-ish. Oh, hardest thing I did was fall in love with a famous chick." By January, Halle would give birth to DDG's child Halo, and from the outside, things could not have been going any better. The sad reality was that Halle had been suffering from what's known as postpartum depression, at least that's what she said. In April, she went public about this issue and stated, "I have severe postpartum, and I don't know if any new moms can relate, but it's to the point where it's really bad, and it's hard for me to be separated from my baby for more than 30 minutes at a time before I start to kind of freak out." There were clearly other issues going on in their relationship because in October, it was formally announced that DDG and Halle were no longer together. In October of 2024, they publicly announced they had broken up. DDG announced on his Instagram story, "Dear friends and supporters, after much reflection and heartfelt conversations, Halle and I have decided to go our separate ways. The decision was not easy, but we believe it's the best path forward for both of us. I cherish the time we've spent together and the love we shared. Despite the changes in our relationship, our love for each other remains deep and true. We are still best friends and adore each other." While it looked like as if they had broken up amicably, some arguments began to surface when Halo was brought onto Kai Cenat's stream.
He smell good.
You got cologne on.
It's the coolest, bro. This is the most calm baby.
That's what I'm saying.
But Chad, usually
I know
when
you
with
be
kids,
having issues with kids and shit, but
that's what I'm saying. Like,
Halle was deeply unhappy about this. In a now deleted social media post, she wrote, "Hi everyone, just so you know I'm out of town and I didn't approve of my baby being put on a stream tonight. I wasn't told or notified and I'm extremely upset to have my baby in front of millions of people." However, the next day she walked back from this comment after a lot of backlash online. "Yesterday maybe I did overreact and shouldn't have brought it here. I know that Halo is always safe with his dad." And while Halle received a lot of hate for this incident, DDG was quick to come to her defense.
she could be going through something mentally after having a kid that I can't understand as a man. So when situations like this happen, I try to handle it with as much grace as possible because Halo needs her, I need her, we need each other to create a childhood that's safe and fun and memorable for him.
These comments from DDG indicated that both he and Halle were, all in all, in a supportive co-parenting relationship. However, in March, DDG posted a video which was unambiguously titled, "She Won't Let Me See My Son."
What's good, y'all? It's not clickbait. I don't even like, y'all know I like doing like skits and like just having fun on the internet. I don't really like talking about real life, but I feel like I have to. And it's getting to a point where I feel like I'm honestly getting, you know, when it comes to me just wanting to just be a dad. Yeah.
DDG was understandably frustrated that he was seen as a secondary parent and couldn't be with his son for more than 48 hours. The main issue that caused pushback in the comment section was when he seemed to imply that he should be allowed to see his son without giving Halle any prior notice.
If I want to come get my son, I should be able to get my son. Plain and simple. And I wasn't even coming to take him. Like today, I wasn't even going to take him out because he's sick. So I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to just grab my son and go hang out with him downstairs. Me and her don't really speak like that. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm going to take my son, go hang out downstairs. Whoop. I'm getting kicked out.
However, this was merely one side to the story, and Halle's side of the story would not come out through YouTube or Instagram, but through court documents and press releases. In May 2025, it was announced that Halle had obtained a restraining order from DDG, meaning that DDG had to stay away from both her and their son. In the documents, Halle said, "Throughout our relationship and continuing to date, Daryl, or DDG, has been and continues to be physically, verbally, emotionally, and financially abusive towards me. I'm seeking orders to protect myself and our son Halo from his ongoing abuse." Within these documents, she highlighted several incidents which led to this order. On January 18th, DDG went to Halle Bailey's house to pick up Halo. When Halle asked DDG what time he would return the child, he allegedly refused to give an answer. According to Halle, the discussion continued as I walked with him outside to assist to put Halo into the car seat. I was buckling the baby into his seat and physically got into the back of the seat to adjust the car seat. I had left my front door open and was not even fully dressed as I was not even wearing shoes. Daryl kept repeating, "Get out of my car, beat." This argument then escalated and allegedly took a dark turn. The next thing I knew, things got physical between us. We fought each other, wrestling and tussling. At one point, Daryl was pulling my hair. He then slammed my face on the steering wheel, causing my tooth to get chipped. I then stopped fighting back as I was in a lot of pain. These documents also contain an image of her with a chipped tooth. There have also been images of bruises on her arms. She continued, "I wanted to get out of the car with Halo but was now stuck." Daryl then said that since I would not leave the baby in the car, he would take me with them. He drove quickly towards his house. When we arrived at his house, I was crying and told his family what happened. I begged his family, who were there, to help me figure out a schedule with him. They said, "Just leave Halo and go." I left hysterical. I had bruises over my arms and a chipped tooth. The next incident is something that she apparently has on camera. On March 3rd, Halle was away from her home and was expected to collect Halo at 3 p.m. At 12 p.m., she received a text from DDG which told her that DDG was at her house with Halo. DDG then texted a picture of her bedroom with the caption, "Now I know what you've been on, LOL." It was said that DDG did not have a key to her home, and she allegedly has ring camera footage of him entering through a sliding door. 4 days later, there was another incident where she had filed a police report. At the time, both Halle and Halo had been under the weather, and time-wise, this looks to be the exact incident that DDG spoke about on his stream.
"Me and Halo are very sick. We have RSV.
Because Halo was ill, Halle didn't want him leaving the house, and another argument ensued between Halle and DDG. According to Halle, he then saw that the Ring camera was recording. He unplugged the Ring camera, opened the side door, and threw the Ring camera out of my home. I went outside to retrieve the Ring camera. He then locked me out of my house. Halle reportedly went around the back and called a family member for help. DDG was reportedly asked to leave but refused to do so. He also noticed that the Ring camera was still on and smashed the camera. Halle said that she has this recording and will bring it to the hearing. Daryl then ran out of the house with my phone. I followed, begging to please give me my phone back. He got into his car and closed the car door on me while I was holding Halo. Daryl then drove off and threw my phone out the window and yelled, "Go get it, B." As a result of this incident, I filed a police report. She also claimed that through his streams, DDG painted her as a villain and has led to her getting abuse online from DDG. She said, "He claims I'm withholding our son and that I'm with other men. As a result, I then receive threats and hate on social media. He seems to try to set up drama for his fans. He goes live ranting about me and alleges that I'm keeping Halo from him. This is false. I have requested a set schedule, which he refuses." According to texts obtained by TMZ, what seemed to be the last straw was when DDG accused her of going on vacation with the singer Brent Faiyaz with Halo. This was a rumor spread online, and DDG texted her his disapproval of the incident. The only truth behind this claim was the fact that both of them had shared pictures on their Instagram with palm trees in the background, and people on the internet leaped to the conclusion that they were on vacation together. And the strangest thing was that DDG supposedly heard about this restraining order while streaming with Aiden Ross.
Alright, I'm looking at her story now. What? Oh. All that.
And Aiden immediately came to his defense.
That's my real friend. We're not gonna do no false shit
to ruin this stream. He's a great human being. He does a lot for a lot of people.
The shocking thing was that DDG wasn't giving any notice that this restraining order was coming his way.
She said she didn't give any notice to him that she was doing any of this because she is alleging that she was in fear that violence would reoccur and that she feared that the other party would take the child out of the area before the order could be granted.
Unsurprisingly, many of DDG's fans and fellow streamers have taken DDG's side and accused Halle of lying. There's also the other side of the spectrum where DDG has been accused as if he is already found guilty in court. So a lot of people made up their mind before looking at the actual allegations and evidence behind them. Very generally speaking, a lot of men have sided with DDG and a lot of women have sided with Halle, although there are many that are criticizing her.
Either way, I mean, I don't know. Like, it feels like right now we've kind of gotten to the point where the media has gone back to like grade school level where all the boys are rooting for DDG, Tory Lanez, I don't even know who else here we're gonna say, but like fucking Diddy. No, literally, yeah. And then meanwhile, all the girls are standing on business for Cassie, Meg Thee Stallion, Halle Bailey, Cassie, etc.
One of the biggest revelations on social media was that Halle had already posted about her chipped tooth earlier that year.
I have to go to the dentist, and I haven't been in a really long time, and I'm just a little bit nervous, guys. Like, I've always been a little scared of the dentist, but I'm going for my regular cleaning and also because I chipped my tooth, and I'm just a little nervous.
For people on DDG's side, this was somehow proof that she had been lying all the time. What would be proof of lying is this video was at a different time to the alleged incident, but this was also posted in January when the incident was alleged to have occurred. There was another resurfaced clip claiming that Blueface had predicted the sequence of events. When speaking to DDG in 2021, Blueface talked in general about having children and supposedly how women can use a child as leverage against men.
Nah, the kid gonna break you up because her emotions gonna get to rising. She might feel like she got something to hold against you, so she gonna be acting different. She might be using the kid to boss you around, you know, to keep tabs on you. And then that might cause you to be so stressed out, like, damn, she like, nope, this, that, you know?
Do it really matter? Do it really matter?
Nah, females are, they petty, bro.
Similarly, DJ Academic supposedly predicted the whole incident too. Months before the restraining order, Ack said this.
If she can't paint you as a deadbeat dad, which you're not, I'm going to warn you this. The next step is for her to say you were abusive. I want to be very clear.
After these allegations came out, Ack also claimed that Halle was blackmailing him.
Schedule. Again, I keep telling you, all these women, something happened, they run to the bathroom, they take pictures, and they keep it in the tuck. They keep it in the tuck.
The obvious rebuttal to that is, why is there something in the tuck in the first place? What would help when choosing a side would be if DDG had a history of abuse. Another incident that surfaced was this 2021 interview DDG did with Angela Yee.
I did see that you were accused of being abusive.
Where you see that at?
Now I saw Ruby Rose post, like they said she had like bruises on her arm.
Yeah, nah, that wasn't nothing.
Okay, so that was...
Yeah, that's some shit that...
taken out of...
She got like hacked on Twitter or some shit like that. And
ultimately, this is not merely a situation where it's one person's word against the other. Because of the restraining order, a court has looked at the evidence and sided with Halle.
She got text messages in this doc that she filed. She has photos. A judge is not going to grant a restraining order just off of like, oh my God, I think this is happening to me. You have to show what you're talking about, at least enough for a judge to say, okay, I want to keep you safe until we figure out. Right. You know what I mean?
At the moment, Halle has successfully obtained a temporary restraining order. According to California law, the person asking for a temporary restraining order must present evidence establishing all of these factors, usually in a declaration under penalty of perjury based on their own personal knowledge. So a court has accepted evidence that has warranted a temporary restraining order. That being said, this court order has a lower barrier of evidence than a criminal or civil trial. As many people watching will know, a criminal trial tends to find someone guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, and a civil trial examines whether it was more likely than not that this restraining order had evidence determined to be reasonable proof. So with all the information available at the moment, it's hard to really side with anybody. Ultimately, this is a sad story regardless of which side is true, and hopefully for the child's sake, the toxicity of this relationship, as well as social media being invited into it, can allow the baby to grow up with both DDG and Halle.